Hey, welcome to this extra half the battle. I just had to break into Monster Month, well, what's left of it, because look what I got!
Oh yeah, meet the 6-inch classified Crimson Guard. This figure will be released in 2023 with, body parts. And yes, for those of you watching this months later, this video is from October 2022, and yet, here it is!
There's a simple explanation for that.
You see, Hasbro was kind enough to have their Vietnam factory leak like a sieve, so I found this on eBay.
What, did you think that Hasbro would actually send me free stuff? Ha!
Anyway, let's talk about the figure. It's awesome! Look, the original Crimson Guard is my favorite figure, so this one had some big shoes to fill. Well, little shoes considering the size difference, but you know what I mean.
I don't really have any bad stuff to say, but there are a few nitpicks that I want to point out.
The biggest one has to do with body construction, specifically the hinge joint in his stomach. I'm not a big fan of it. It's such a big piece of articulation, it detracts from seeing the figure as a character. It very much reminds me it's a toy, if that makes any sense to you. Some of the other classified figures don't have this or hide it and look better for it. A more minor nitpick is that the paint on the shoulder details and the decorative lint is dull gray, not silver like on the original.
Okay, I can't really talk about this thing without comparing it to the original, so let's do just that.
Especially since it also relates to the last nitpick I have. He's got a gun holster with a strap on his leg now, while the original had it integrated into his pants. I always thought that was an innovative design, so I'm sorry they didn't do the same here. Anyway, this figure is a very faithful adaptation of the original. You can see a lot of care went into that, while at the same time adding lots of detailing. There's extra silver on the front of the mask, which looks great, and right below there's silver on the collar. The whole chest piece has an extra silver lining, though there's no dark cloud to see here, and silver buttons. There are also silver clasps on the boots. The only place with less silver are the aforementioned shoulders and lint, plus there's only one painted belt buckle, while the original has two. Thanks to the larger size, the decorations on the upper chest are far more pronounced, with an extra color no less, and the Crimson Guard insignia on the arm is very clear. Looking at the figure on its own, it's an absolutely great toy and one hell of a Crimson Guard. Very well done.
And we haven't even gotten to the accessories yet.
He's got a standard looking pistol to fit in the leg holster, as well as a knife he can sheath on his right side. He also has a sword and scabbard that plug into his left side. It looks nice enough, but I would have liked to have seen a bit more detailing, like a carved cobra head on the sword handle or something.
Lastly, he's got two accessories based on the originals.
There's the rifle with a silver knife bayonet and a removable ammo clip. Now, that is a nice feature, but I've got a feeling it's gonna be the thing that ends up getting lost the most. At least it fits in there very snugly, so it won't just fall out. Then there's the backpack, which is black instead of red. A change for sure, but not a bad one, as it complements the color scheme just as well as the original did. It has a peg on one side and a hole on the other, so you can plug in the sword on one side and hang the rifle by the trigger on the other, I guess?
Though that doesn't seem like a very safe way to store a rifle.
The backpack doesn't open, which I guess it doesn't really need to, but it would have been nice for storing extra ammo clips or something. Still, all in all, a great set of accessories worthy of the original. I haven't really talked about the articulation, except the ugly chest hinge, because he's got the standard articulation you'd expect from a classified figure. There's moving wrists and ankles and double-jointed knees and all that, in addition to what you'd find on a smaller G.I.Joe figure.
All that's left now is the packaging.
Which shows a very nice drawing of a small squad of Crimson Guards, with one having a cell phone or other communication device. You know, in this day and age, a character like this really should come with a smartphone accessory. And that was the classified Crimson Guard.
A freaking great figure!
The original Crimson Guard, like I said, is my favorite G.I.Joe figure, and this one, I'm happy to say, is my favorite classified figure.
I just have one question for Hasbro. Well, it's more of a request, really. Well, actually, no, it's pretty much a demand.
Please, please, please resist the temptation to put out a Python Patrol version. Just let this one stay perfect. Make a Crimson Guard officer with slightly different colors if you want, or even an all-black knight version, even though that doesn't make sense for a dress uniform, but it would still make more sense than a yellow one.
They're gonna do it anyway, aren't they? Well, I'll see you next time, everybody. And hey, why not like, share, and subscribe if that's your thing?